Let's talk about something that's affecting, well, pretty much all of us, every single day. And it's this simple, powerful idea. The internet is lying to you.
You know that feeling, right? You pick up your phone thinking, I'll just check this one thing just for a minute, and then, poof, an hour is just gone. You weren't even doing anything important, just scrolling. And when you finally look up, you feel kind of drained, maybe a little distracted, almost empty. But here's the thing, that feeling, that's not your fault. And that lost hour, that wasn't an accident. It's actually the result of a system, a really carefully designed system that's built to do just one thing, keep you scrolling.
So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this whole thing. We'll start with the perfect lie that we're all being sold. Then we'll dive into the addiction machine that powers it. After that, we'll look at the reality disconnect it creates. And most importantly, we'll talk about how to break free.
All right, let's jump right into part one, the perfect lie. See, what you're seeing when you open up social media, it's not actually real life. It's something else entirely.
I mean, think about it. What do you see online? You see these incredible success stories, luxury vacations, perfect bodies, right? It's all highlight reels. But what you don't see is the stuff that makes up 99% of life. The boring days, the failures, the long, hard struggle. It's literally like watching a movie that's only made up of the best 5 minutes. Of course it looks amazing.
And this is where things get, well, pretty dangerous. Your brain, without you even realizing it, starts comparing your entire life, the good, the bad, the just plain normal, to someone else's perfectly edited highlight reel. And that's just not a fair fight, is it? You're basically comparing your reality to a complete illusion.
But that's really only half the story. It's not just about the pictures and videos we're seeing, it's about the mechanics behind them. We need to talk about the addiction machine itself, that engine that's running nonstop in the background. Okay, so every time you swipe, get a like, or see a notification, it's designed to trigger a little chemical in your brain called dopamine. Think of it like a little hit of pleasure. It's your brain's way of saying, hey, that was good, let's do that again. But here's the real trick, the rewards are random. You never know which scroll is going to show you something awesome. This is called a variable reward system, and it's the exact same thing that makes slot machines so addictive. And this is what's so different now. Back in the day, you had to work for that dopamine hit. You had to achieve a goal or finish a tough task. Now, it's just handed to you, instantly and endlessly, through your feed. It's an infinite scroll of tiny, effortless rewards.
So what's the consequence of all this? It's simple, but it's also really profound. Your brain is hardwired to save energy. That's just an old survival trick. So it naturally starts to prefer the easy way out. Why would it want you to do the hard work for a delayed reward in the real world when you can get an instant easy one right there on your phone? It starts choosing scrolling over actually doing.
And all this rewiring of our brain's reward system, it leads us right to our third point, the reality disconnect. We start expecting the real world to move at the same speed as the digital one. And, well, it just doesn't. This creates something you could call an illusion of progress. And I'm sure you felt this. You watch a bunch of motivational videos, you save all these productivity tips, you listen to podcasts about success, and it feels like you're being productive, right? But here's the tough question. Are you actually applying any of it, or are you just consuming it? There is a massive difference. And this really gets to the heart of the problem. The internet shows us overnight success because, let's be honest, that's what goes viral. But real life, it just doesn't work that way. Real success is slow. Real growth is often kind of boring and totally invisible from day to day. So when you start expecting internet speed results in the real world, you're just setting yourself up for a ton of disappointment. Okay, so that all sounds pretty bleak, right? But what do we do about it? How do we fix this? That brings us to our final and honestly our most important section. This isn't about throwing your phone away or quitting the internet. It's about taking back control. It really comes down to a simple 4-step plan. First, build awareness. This just means paying attention to why you're reaching for your phone. Are you bored? Anxious? Just notice it. Second, you have to limit your input. Unfollow the accounts that make you feel bad about yourself. Set some time limits. You need to be a ruthless curator of your own feed. Third, and this is a big one, shift from consuming to creating. And fourth, learn to embrace slow progress. Let's dig into that third step for a second, because it's so important. The best way to fight back against passive scrolling is to become an active creator. So instead of just watching other people build their lives and their businesses online, start building your own thing.
even if it's super small. Write that first sentence. Practice that guitar chord for 15 minutes. Because real, lasting growth, it almost always happens offline, through actually doing something. And finally, we've got to reset our expectations. And honestly, this might be the hardest part of all. You have to accept that real life is slow, and that that's not just okay, it's normal. Stop chasing that viral overnight success story. Just focus on small, consistent steps day in and day out. Because in the long run, consistency will always be short bursts of intensity.
Look, at the end of the day, the internet is just a tool. It's not inherently good or bad. But if you're not paying attention, it can absolutely take over your time, your focus, and even how you feel about yourself. So the next time you pick up your phone, just pause for a second and ask yourself one simple question. Am I using this, or is this using me?